All right, everybody, how are we doing today, man? So, Sonic Rumble just had its 1.5 like update. It's a big update. They changed the game from Sonic Rumble into Sonic Rumble Party. Now, if you only played the old version of Sonic Rumble, or if you haven't played it before, that's okay. So I'm gonna give you the rundown on what they've changed. Okay. So now for you guys that haven't, you don't know what the hell's going on, you know what I'm talking about. Like what is the Sonic Rumble, man? So Sonic Rumble is it's like a party battle royale. You think you're Fall Guys. You play a bunch of you know, little games, well, mini games, whether you're racing to the end of the stage or you need to survive, some obstacles or something. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm doing. So so let's talk about what they changed over from the original game to the Sonic Rumble Party, which is the new version right now. Now, we're gonna talk about this now, but I'll address it later. Just keep in mind, first things first, you're gonna come and ask, all right, well, I heard this game was pay to win. Is it pay to win? The answer to your question, the short answer to this long question is yes, but not in the way that you're thinking. And the long answer is the rest of the video. So, anyway, let's get started. So, for Sonic Rumble, the kind of main game mode is Ring Survival. You're gonna go through and play three rounds of various different games, whatever games the system decides to pick. So, and then in the old version they had Quick Rumble, which was you just play one game. It's selected at random. You just play one game. You're in and out. Now for 1.5, they killed the old Quick Rumble mode and they replaced it with the Party Rumble mode. Party Rumble mode is basically the same thing. Like it's only one round, but the games are all different. So instead of being like one round of games you've already played during the ring survival mode, there's a bunch of exclusive Rumble Party game modes in there. So that's cool. That's cool. They've also changed the UI and stuff, so you'll see throughout the video. You'll see the Rumble Party mode and how that looks. And then when we go into the main mode, you'll be like, damn, this looks outdated, man. This is old and antiquated, man. It's like, yeah, okay. It's like I wish they changed this up for the regular mode, but I know that's a lot of work. But so anyway, that's kind of like the main big change is the new party mode, and like I said, they killed the old quick match mode. There's some other changes for like UI and stuff, and price changes for things, and like how things operate in the shop. But anyway, back on the topic for the game. So you play your 3 rounds if you're doing survival mode. There's 24 players per game. Um, basically you're racing to the finish for like the first stage is always like a race. The second stage is usually like some type of survival game mode or something, and the third round is usually always like a battle style battle style map. Um, you got your all your Sonic characters. They got some other like Sega crossover stuff. They got some other like crossover stuff that isn't from Sega. Like they got Godzilla. Right now, as I'm recording this, they've got Smurfs. Um, but they got a bunch of stuff from like other Sega properties, mostly Sonic, but they do other stuff. Like just had Knights like a week or so ago. So outside of that, Sonic stuff, you're playing, basically your Fall Guys with Sonic characters. So the way the match, as I explained, it kind of works out. Play through your match. The first round you race. Top 16 out of the 24 players pass that. The next round two, only top 8 finish, go into the final round. In the final round, just whoever's got the most points at the end. So now, um, your characters come equipped with skill slots. You can put different skills into them. You can buy them from the shop. We'll talk more about skills in a little bit later, but um, first up, after you finish a match, we're gonna address the the pay to win stuff, not in entirely. We'll get back to it later, but after you beat a match or a stage or whatever, you'll be given some points. You'll see a bunch of points calculating up and a bunch of stuff. We'll talk about them later. You don't need to worry about them right now. But you'll also get like a rank for the stage based on the points that you earned throughout the stage. How fast you did it. Like I said, basic points for like rings collected, stuff like that. Now the main kind of meat and potatoes. We'll look at the take a look at the character customization screen. Um, so let's talk about this screen, man. So if you've already played, not a whole lot of this has changed. They moving around some things like where your Omni fragments are and where you can see where to buy, use the fragments to get skins for the season. Outside of that, the rest of the stuff is the same if you've already seen it. But if you haven't seen it, so starting from the top left of the screen, you've got all these tabs on the left-hand side. The top one's for your characters and or slash skins. Characters and skins are pretty much the same thing. So if you buy let's say you get a Sonic skin, and it's like, I don't know, man, it's like Sonic, but he's got like green Nikes on instead of like red Nikes. I don't know. You don't need to have like the base version of a character. So if you buy a skin for like Eggman, and it's like Eggman in pajamas, you don't need to have like base Eggman to use that skin. Each character, is categorized as a skin, or each skin is a character. So if you buy, Eggman in pajamas, you can just use Eggman in pajamas. It doesn't matter if you have base Eggman or not. You're not equipping the skin over Eggman. It's just, you can think of it as his own thing. So that Eggman in pajamas, once you buy it, boom, you got it. You can go to the screen, equip it, you're good. The next tab after the characters, you got your buddies. Buddies, they just follow you around. They look cool. They look cute. There's another, reason to have buddies, but again, we'll get into that later. Next up, you've got your skills. These are skills you can equip for different game modes. Skills are kind of broken up into two different categories. They've got your character-specific skills, which, as the name would suggest, you've got skills for only that character. So Sonic's got skills that only Sonic can use. So if you want to play Tails, Tails has got his skills for Tails. And then you've got your generic skills, which everybody can use. And then there are a couple of skills, some skills depending on, some are character specific, some can be generic, that you can only use in certain modes. They've cut back a lot in 1.5 on that, because there were like a bunch of skills where it's like, this could only be used in a battle mode, this could only be used in like a speed mode. As far as I can see right now, this might be changed a little bit. There's skills, it's basically just skills that you can use in like the main ring survival mode, and then there's skills that you can only use in party mode. I don't have any skills for just party mode. I think that might be a thing that they're coming out with like in the future, because I checked all the skills I had. I didn't see any that said party mode only, but I guess in the future there'll be party mode only skills, which, I mean, party modes, well, a party mode, I'm just like, oh, okay. I don't really care about the party mode skills, but we'll see. Now skills are pretty good. There are some skills that are kind of useless, but there are some skills that are really good. Skills are the closest thing to actual pay to win that you can like buy from the shop that will give you an advantage in the like main race, in the main mode. So if you are playing, Shadow the Hedgehog, and you don't have like Dark Wind boost or Dark Wing boost, yes, you are at a disadvantage against a guy that does have the Dark Wing boost. Does that mean that you can't beat them? No, not really. But it does mean that during the speed section, which is probably where they're using it, they will have an advantage over you not having it. But the good news is most of those like silly broken skills are best used in the speed section, which is the first stage every time, which the top 16 progress. So I mean, honestly, no matter what skills this dude has, if you're not making it in top, if you're losing in round one, pack it up, man. Pack it up. Like, like yeah, this dude might have some skills and like he might hit first, but I mean, you can hit like top three, top five. Like you're making it to round two. You don't need to really worry about that. So that's probably why a lot of the movement skills are like really silly and broken. It's because it's like, say, bro, you're using this for like the first round, pretty much only, and then after that, you're never using them. So it doesn't really matter. Cause like I said, top 16 pass out of 24. So unless you're in the bottom 8, which like you really shouldn't be, you're fine, man. It doesn't matter. All right. The next like 3 tabs on the left over here are just like cosmetic customization stuff. Like there's like emotes and stuff you can equip for like what you know silly thing do you do at the start of the match, what's your like winning emotes, some emotes you can set before the game. You can like have like characters, silly faces and stuff pop up, stuff like that. So they're not like super important to talk about. All right, so now let's talk about the shop. Let's talk about the shop because I know you want to hear about the shop. All right, let's talk about the shop and the quote unquote pay to win. All right, so if you remember a little bit earlier, we talked about yes, the game is pay to win, but it's not the traditional pay to win. Like outside of like I said, some skills, but the skills, blah blah blah. You can, they're only useful in the first round and top 16 make it out the first round, blah blah blah. So let's talk about the actual stuff. So is the game, straight up, is it pay to win? Yes. Now we go back to the customization screen. On the top, the very top left, you'll see this big old number. It's a big number right there. That is your bonus multiplier. What does that mean? Well, remember back when I said at the start, after you complete your a race or like a stage or whatever, you get some points and a rank after, to tell you how good you did. That number for your rank and for your points gets multiplied by that big number. So obviously, the higher that big number is, bigger your score gets, the bigger your rank gets. Now, that's pretty simple, but how does that affect me? Why is that pay to win? How do I get my number bigger? Blah blah blah, all that stuff. We're gonna be going over that. All right. So, first up, how do you get your number? Increase your number. I want a big number. The simple way is just buying stuff. There's no easier way to put it. Buying stuff from the shop will get you a bigger number. Let's go over that. So, for skins and buddies are primary way to get number higher. Skins come in pretty much two categories. I mean, technically they come in 4, but we're not going to talk about the other bottom 2. You've got your legendary skins, which are your yellow, gold, whatever skins, and then you've got the purple skins. Same thing goes for buddies that are purple. So you've got your legendary and your epics, and those boost the multiplier. Obviously, the legendary ones boost more than the epics, but we're gonna do a little quick math. Don't worry about it. I don't want to scare you off with some math, but we gotta do a little bit of math. But I'm sure you can already guess. Higher number better. So that's basically the gist of it. But an epic skin gives you base. Once you buy it, it gives you base. I think plus 45% bonus. So let's say you start with 100% bonus, and if you buy an epic skin from the store, boom, you've got 145% bonus now. So okay, it's pretty nice boost. Now let's say you buy epic buddy. Epic buddy gives you what is it? Plus 16, 18, something like that percent. Something like that. It's something like that. I forget the exact number. I think it's like 16 to 18, something like that. All right, so now let's look at what you get for a legendary skin and a buddy. Well, a legendary skin, just at base value right off the bat, gives you plus 120%. That's a bit bigger than that 45% for that epic skin. And base buddies give you plus 50. I want to say plus 50 at base. So again, that's a little bit better than that like 16 or whatever. Actually, no, I think buddies give 30, and I think they cap at 50, something like that. Anyway, yeah, like I said, bigger number, better. So yeah, obviously, like I said, the quickest way to get that number higher is to just buy all the legendary stuff you can. But now you're probably asking the question, well, how does this affect me? Playing the game. Throughout like the normal, like just playing the stages, it doesn't. It doesn't. Like I said, the skills are like the closest thing to, you know, traditional pay to win. Like he bought this in the shop, used it in the game, and has an advantage over me. That's the closest thing. The numbers, they don't really matter. They don't affect anything in the game. It's not like somebody with 5,000% going against somebody with like 100%. It doesn't matter. It's not going to affect the game anyway. Um, but what does it affect? All right, so after like I said, every match you get a bunch of points and you get a rank. In order to get the higher ranks, you need a high multiplier. All right, well, what does a higher rank do? There are some rewards you can get. Nothing like extraordinary, but there's some nice stuff you can get for higher ranks. As far as the number multiplier goes, that's kind of the problem because let me show you here. If we go back to the main screen, if you look in the upper right, or not upper right, the upper left, there's a little emblem here that'll show you what rank you are. And we can go to the rank section here and check it out a little bit. So this is the rank mode. Now, there's not a ranked mode per se. There's no like special like area you click on or ranked matches to participate in. Rank mode is active all the time, every time. It goes down I think like once a week for like 2 days to tally results or whatever. But rank mode is pretty much always active. So anything you do affects the points you earn for ranked, and you can't turn it off. Cannot turn it off. You are always in ranked. Everything you do is building up points, on that leaderboard for the people in your rank. What this does is after your stage, like I said, your points that you earn gets multiplied by your big bonus number. And it gets tallied up at the end and, get added to your score for the leaderboard. Now, if you're trying to climb the leaderboard, let's say you're free to play. You're trying to climb up the leaderboard. As free to play, let's give you some leeway. Let's do some more math real quick. Let's say, you can hit you'll hit. Let's give you about 1,000%. You'll hit about 1,000 on that big bonus number. I don't know how like the free rewards are like nowadays, but let's give you 1,000%. Let's say you'll hit about 1,000 before, even like 1,200 before things start getting real tough. So let's say you got 1,000, 1,000 bonus. Okay. Um, and let's say you go through a stage and you clear it and you get 1,000 points. Okay, cool. So you've got 1,000 points. You've got 1,000 bonus. Boom, you got 10,000 points. Boom, you're looking good. Now say there's another guy on the leaderboard. He's got 1,500 bonus, and he clears his stage. He also gets 1,000 points. Well, shoot, man, he's got you beat. You got 10,000. This dude's got 15,000 points. So now, in order to catch up to that guy, you've got to play, pretty much twice as many, or a match and a half, but you can't really do a match and a half. We'll just say twice as many games as this other guy. Now, you might be thinking, well, Roxas, why do I care about, the leaderboard? Well, you get red star rings, which are the premium currency, which you use to buy stuff, the big legendary buddies and costumes from the shop. So you're, as free to play, unless you're gonna spin, but if you're spinning, you don't care, it's just a big rank that you can, play. Hey, look at me, I'm like XX whatever rank. Um, if you don't care, if you're willing to spend money, who cares? If you're free to play, this is big. This is a big deal. This is your premium currency. Um, Now that being said, what you know, what does it do for you? To have a higher rank. Well, outside of a flashy little like banner thing for your nameplate and the free currency, you do get like every time the ranked rewards, the rank whatever ladder like closes, like I said, once a week. You do get some rewards. I think it's like skill stars. I think that's it. Maybe do you get rings? I don't think you get rings. I think it's just skill stars, but you can use to boost your skills. So I mean those add up. The problem though is that up until I don't even know what rank I am. I'm like right under Chaos Emerald. I don't even know what it's called. I'm right under Chaos Emerald. I can't stay in Chaos Emerald rank because for whatever godforsaken reason, Sega decided that only top 20. So each like rank, you're putting your own like individual bracket of 100 people, and usually top 50 up until you get to Chaos Emerald rank, top 50 get points to progress them to the next rank. If you're like top 1 through 5, you just immediately go to the next rank. If you're like 11 through 20, you get like half your points for you get like half a million points to get to the next rank. So you're like 50% through with the rank, and then like 21 through 50, you get like 25% completion on the rank. So that's how it works for like 90% of the ranks. For whatever reason, Sega decided that for Chaos Emerald rank, haven't gotten to Master Emerald rank because I can't even stay in Chaos Emerald rank. For Chaos Emerald rank, only top 20 get progression towards the next rank. So 1 through 5 immediately go to the next rank, and 11 through 20 get, I think, 33% towards the next rank. And basically 21 through 100 lose progress. So yeah, I'm kind of just hard stuck bouncing between Chaos Emerald rank and then the rank under that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But all that is to say is like, yes, the game is pay to win because the guy that buys more costumes has a bigger bonus number, will just beat you out on the scoreboard if he tries hard enough. Like as free to play, you are just gonna hit a cap. Like I said, it's probably around 1,000% bonus, and after that, it's gonna start getting really tough. Um, where you're gonna hit a cap where it's just like I can't progress on the leaderboard to the next rank because everyone above me here has a bigger number, and I can't get through. Can't get through. So, now that doesn't mean you can't enjoy yourself and have fun with the game. If you just want to, like I say, it doesn't affect anything in game, but it will. Every time you complete a match, you'll see your little number go up and just be like, man, I sure hope I get enough points to progress to the next rank, and then you just won't. You just won't. You just don't earn them enough. So, anyway, um, now like I said, it won't affect you during the match, but yeah, there is, the element of pay to win where, bigger number, dude's just gonna be doing higher on the leaderboard, dude's gonna be getting, more ranks. Since they changed it from the old version of the game, I think the highest rank now is EX3. It used to be S++, but then they redid the ranks for the 1.5 update. So I think it's EX3 now, which again, and it doesn't matter in the long run, but you get some extra rewards if you can hit the higher ranks, X amount of times. But I mean, overall, I mean, the game's still fun. It's just like, well, what's all this yapping about, man? Game's still fun. Game's still fun. I think you should, give it a try. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. They're giving out some free rewards for like, since they did the 1.5 update. They had a lot of maintenance stuff and some weird wonky stuff going on, so they've got a lot of free maintenance rewards. So if you want, like, I think they got like some red star gems for you to get and some other stuff. So you just want to hop in, grab the free rewards for some stuff that you didn't even have anything to deal with, and then just go to the shop and buy, a cool Sonic skin or like an Amy skin or something. Knock yourself out. Go for it, man. Go mess around with it for I don't know what, 10, 15 minutes a day, and You know, play it for like a week, and then you're out of there. Yeah, this is fun. But you know, give the game a try. You know, if you want to spend some money, go ahead. If you don't, don't. I don't care. Just want some dudes to come through and play it, man. So that's it for me, man. But like I said, check it out. You know, you can find it on Steam. I don't know if it's on like PlayStation or like Xbox or whatever. I mean, it's on phone, but I wouldn't recommend you play it on phone, man. That you know, some of them stages is rough. Trying to maneuver and platform like you wouldn't play it. You wouldn't play a platformer. You wouldn't download a platform on your phone, would you? But anyway, I'll catch you beautiful people later, and hopefully I'll see you on the Sonic Rumble party.